Patriots are not playing.
Yeah.
They've already won their game for this weekend, and what better place to be on this Sunday than here in Fanueil Hall, this historic place where so many movements have begun, where so many great issues have been advanced, not only across our state, but across the country and across the world. George Bacharach, the head of the Environmental League of Massachusetts, that's the umbrella group for all of the environmental groups in the state of Massachusetts. He works all day, every day, insistently, persistently, consistently fighting to put together this environmental movement so that Massachusetts will be the leader, and we are. And we thank you, George. The leader. So in 1775, not too far from this spot, we call the Cradle of Liberty, Paul Revere started on his ride to alert Massachusetts revolutionaries of an invasion coming from the sea. In 2012, Sandy was our warning that climate change could bring an invasion here in Massachusetts from the sea itself. Climate scientists and activists are modern-day Paul Revere's, sounding the alarm about climate change. In the wake of Sandy, now those of us on the East Coast hear the alarm loud and clear. Superstorm Sandy was an unprecedented storm, and it should be no surprise. In 2011, Americans endured 14 extreme weather disasters that each cost $1 billion or more. 2012 started with early and severe tornadoes fueled in part by the warm water of the Gulf of Mexico. That same warm water led to the formation of 2 tropical depressions in May, even before hurricane season started. Hurricane Isaac curtailed the Republican convention in September. And at the very end of the hurricane season, Sandy left her scar on the East Coast. Lives were lost, homes destroyed, families struggled to stay warm without power for weeks. Some were without power. Superstorm Sandy was supercharged and steered by climate change in 3 different ways. First, it is hotter. This year is on track to be the hottest on record for the continental United States. Climate change is heating up the oceans, including the Atlantic off of the East Coast, where ocean temperature readings earlier this year were the hottest they have ever been in a record that stretches back to 1854. That warmer water fuels stronger storms. Second, it is higher. That heat is melting glaciers and expanding the water in the oceans and raising sea levels. And it's happening faster here along the eastern seaboard, where sea level has risen up to 4 times faster than other parts of the globe. When you combine a stronger storm with high tides and sea level rise, you get devastation like we have now just seen with Sandy. And third, it is more harmful. The seas are hotter, the sea levels are higher, the storms are stronger, and because of the dramatic changes in the Arctic, including disappearance of sea ice, scientists think this melting could be affecting the jet stream. That can turn what used to be a harmless storm steered out to sea into a direct hit on the east coast of the United States. And we all watched in horror as Sandy hit New Jersey and New York. Picture 1, Manhattan. Sandy cut power to 7.9 million people. Picture 2, Breezy Point, Queens. Rows of burnt houses, from fires caused by Sandy's wrath. Over 50 homes in Queens were destroyed and hundreds were damaged. Picture 3, New York City subway. The New York City subway system was shut down. 5 million people use the New York City subway system per day. 7 tunnels, including the East River, flooded. Under the East River flooded. It was the worst disaster in the 108-year history of the New York City subway system. Picture 4, Tuckerton, New Jersey. The storm surge blasted that small town, whose population is just 3,000 people. It destroyed 8 homes and delivered massive damage to another 300. Picture 5, Lower Manhattan, the financial district. Cars were swept up by surging water, washed into a basement garage in the financial district. Picture 6, Sandy from space, the satellite image of the massive Sandy from outer space, covering an area unprecedented in its scope. And as of earlier this week, 3 weeks after the storm struck, thousands were still without power. 18,000 in Long Island, 2,000 in New York City, 14,000 in New Jersey. So we are left to ask ourselves, what if Sandy had hit Boston